going on, guys? Sunday college basketball. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to go through every game. We go through every game every single day here on the channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Coming off another whiteboard winner. Hopefully we can get on a little streak here. That's 2 in a row. FAU was the last one. UCF money line today to take out a ranked Texas Tech team on the road. So hopefully all 6,000 of you that saw my last video, hopefully everybody took that. And hopefully we smacked the books. They're going to start getting pretty upset the more people start tuning into my channel. So hopefully you guys can drop a like on today's video for that winner. I'm going to get you another winner today. We'll go ahead and update the whiteboard at the end of today's video with another winning pick, hopefully. Coming off a winning day for members, 5-2. Let me just triple check. I will go ahead and put the community posts on the screen for you guys to see. Let me refresh it on the phone. So we hit UCF. So UCF, guys, I gave you one of the premium plays on the whiteboard, really trying to help you guys out, even if you're just a non-member but a normal subscriber here on the channel, or maybe you don't even have a YouTube account, but you just swing by to see the videos. All is good. Hopefully you guys run UCF. It was a great play. So we hit that. We hit Penn State. Indiana, guys, I've been telling you Indiana. I even gave you Indiana last week. I was like, forget it. I don't care. Nebraska's on the road. Indiana's horrible. Keep going against Indiana. Oklahoma State, thank God we had the 2.5. Gave that out on Friday. It's critical to have your notifications turned on here on the channel. When I post stuff, get it as quick as you can. By tip-off, Oklahoma State was actually a favorite. And you know what? They should have won the game. A free throw with like 3 seconds left. It was 1-1. Missed the front end of it. Absolutely brutal. I feel bad for people that maybe had Oklahoma State on the money line, but I had 2.5, gave that out, so we cashed that one. Kansas State, easy cash, grabbed the 2.5 with them as well. Another team that ended up being a favorite by tip-off. Gotta love the line movement when you get good closing line value. Didn't even need the points in that one. Ole Miss, what? Do I need a drug test? Why did I even... That was like the one play of the day where it was like, really, dude? Really? I put hard-earned money on Ole Miss basketball? Wow, that was horrible. And then Baylor, again, Baylor. So 2 losers today. Ole Miss, 100% legitimate, just way off. Not even close on that call. That was horrendous. But Baylor, again, another team, just like Oklahoma State, a free throw to win the game and come up short there. They don't even cover 2.5 in overtime. You give us a made free throw back with Baylor, and it was a 6 in one day, would have been up just a tremendous amount of money. 5-2. I'm not complaining. It was a great Saturday. I've been telling you guys the last couple Saturdays, for like whatever reason, the mojo is weird. I put extra effort in, and we got the job done. 5-2, up 4 units. If you guys are not even betting a lot of money, let's say you bet $100 a pop, right? $100 a unit, or even 10, you would have made $40 today just by joining. So, you know, if you're a traditional kind of $100 bettor, your typical unit size is $100, you would have made $400 today just off of my 5-2 picks. You would have easily paid for that $50 membership, and you'd be smooth sailing with a couple of months paid for on house money. So if you guys are not a member, we had a little bit of a weird 4 or 5 days, like totally uncharacteristic. We were 25-8. 76% win rate. And then we hit this weird little 4 or 5 day stretch, spinning the wheels, like a losing day, kind of an even day, I think a slight winning day. Overall, just kind of a neutral 4 to 5 days, 0 money gain, maybe even a little bit lost. I can't remember exactly. But the timing to have that little rough patch mixed in is excellent, because we're going to finish February. We're going to go right into this tournament sharp, dialed in, accurate, and we are going to crush this tournament. I cannot wait. I'm so stoked. So it's currently 11:22 p.m. Eastern time. I'm in New York. I spent so many hours today watching college. This is the difference. Some people, they look up some statistics and trends and, oh, this team shoots this percentage from 3. No. You got to watch the games. Gut feeling. Okay. Your basketball, like intelligence, your ability to soak in all these games and kind of just mentally know what's about to happen is worth way more than any information you can find on the internet. That's what I do. I look up the trends. I look up coaching history. I look up school history. If it's a rivalry, away teams, home teams, injuries, I look it all up. But at the end of the day, you have to watch a lot of this stuff to really be sharp. I have a good example I want to bring up. Now, I put together a parlay to end the day, and I'm going to do a quick recap here, just a couple minutes, guys. Bear with me. I know some people like it, some people don't. I don't really care. I think this is important. And on a Saturday slate with huge games that went on, I think the next 2-3 minutes of kind of going over what I saw, what teams did this, what teams are this. This is as valuable as the picks I'm going to give you on Sunday. So just hang in there. Give me a few minutes of your time. This will benefit you. I want to give you an example here of a great situation and maybe something you guys can look for in the future in terms of getting a bet on your own. LSU and Mississippi State. So I put together a parlay at the end of the day. Not one I was quite confident enough in sending out to members. And at the end of the day, we were already 5-2. I wasn't even going to risk a parlay. Parlays are not smart. I'm just going to be giving out straight bets to members. We're going to just keep winning. If it's a unit, if it's 2 units, if it's a 4-unit day like today, we're just going to keep stacking W's. And we're just going to keep stacking these units and gaining money long-term here on the channel. But I saw this LSU team, and I saw this Mississippi State spot. So we had a situation where the home team, LSU, is coming off that miraculous tip-in, beat Kentucky, court storm, craziness, great game, emotional high, whatever. The public obviously has recency bias. People apparently don't have a brain in this industry. So they think short-term. They're like, well, LSU's won 2 in a row. They just beat Kentucky. Now they get Mississippi State, and they're an underdog. And the public was on it heavily. But the sharp money was on Miss State, and the spread went from 2.5 all the way up to 4.5. A road team. I want you to just think about this. You can write it down, put it on your phone, whatever. A road team opening at -2, -2.5. Money comes in on the home team, on the underdog, and the line goes up all the way to 4.5, even with most of the money being on the home team. The home team was off a big emotional, crazy buzzer beater type game. You guys can't have recency bias. It's the same thing in the Washington State, Arizona State game. And in the last video, it wasn't a premium pick, but I told you guys, I go over every game. I said Arizona State probably going to win the game outright. And that's exactly what happened. Washington State off the huge emotional Arizona win. And then they go on the road. You can't have recency bias in college basketball. You just can't do it. You cannot do it. The turnaround is too short. It was 2 road games in a row for Washington State. That was a no-brainer. I was that close to giving out Arizona State plus the points as a premium pick. And if you noticed, again, money came in on Washington State because they're this number 1 team in the conference, and they just pulled off another miraculous win. They beat Arizona twice this year, and the public's on them. And yet the spread dropped. It went 6.5 all the way down to an even 5, I believe. You guys just got to be able to look at these few factors and make a decision. So a couple more notes here from Saturday. What stood out to me? Kentucky's offense is lethal. I'm still a little bit concerned that maybe in March Madness, they run into a team that's really physical and can sort of slow down the offense. But Kentucky looked strong to me today. Texas A&M has a massive offensive issue. I don't think they're going to make the tournament. They're basically playing their way out of this thing. They've had multiple opportunities. They keep blowing it. Same with Butler. I've been telling you guys, Butler is horrible. Butler is horrible. They can hang tough for 3/4 of a game. And today I was surprised to even see them battle back from a bad start. But Butler's horrible at the end of games. They're totally gone. Ole Miss is totally gone off the bubble. Utah killed at Colorado. They're probably gone. What else stuck out to me? Kansas looked strong even without McCullough over Texas. It was at the Fog, so take that with a grain of salt. Always have an advantage there in Lawrence, Kansas, but Kansas looked good today. Oklahoma stealing that game, showing a little bit of fight. They're a team I can't figure out Oklahoma. Oklahoma State, I think they got some wins in a row, beat a couple ranked teams, road win against Cincy, some impressive stuff, but I think that was kind of the peak of their season. Cincy's probably, or Oklahoma State, probably a team to bet against the rest of the way. TCU looks strong. Houston looks strong. Road win at Baylor. Should have lost, obviously. A fucking free throw, but Houston's still looking strong. What else? There was a couple more things. I don't want to bore the crap out of you guys. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. So, maybe I'll just do a separate recap video if I feel like it. Oh, and today we did get 300 likes on the previous video. I was supposed to fire up that hookah in today's video for the 300 likes. And I don't have any coals right now. So I promise you guys, I will get that hookah cranking in one of these videos here soon. Always appreciate you guys hitting the like button and sharing these videos. I mean, if you guys are betting on sports, you must know some people that also do it. Share the videos with them. I give out so many winners here on the channel. And, all the comments you guys down there saying, I made you so much money today and blah, blah, blah. I love listening to videos. It's a daily thing for me. That's awesome. You don't even have to become a member. Don't even feel like you have to become a member. I just love taking it to the books, because for so many years, I've been doing this for 13 years. I pay my bills doing this. For so many years, I struggled and was like just poverty, barely getting by bills, eviction notices, and all that stuff, and just treading water, poor bankroll management, all that crap that I had to learn the hard way over a decade of doing this. And to just be able to help people and get people on the right track is cool enough for me. One other thing to consider, guys, if you're making enough money off my free picks, is $50 that much to become a member? That's up to you. Let's go ahead and get into Sunday, because we got a few games. Sundays, Sundays aren't great. Sundays aren't phenomenal. They're a decent slate. There's a decent couple games. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, awesome. Saturday, awesome. The rest of the days, So for members, Sunday might be a little bit lighter in volume here, but I think there's a couple of good solid picks we're going to go over. Hopefully get another pick on the whiteboard for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this slate for Sunday. Started off with a very difficult game. I mean, extremely difficult. SMU -1.5 on the road at South Florida. So SMU off that Florida Atlantic game. They got brought back down to earth. Winning streak comes to an end. South Florida's been so good this year. Why is South Florida catching 1.5? Why are they not a favorite? And most of the money is on South Florida, 89% of it. If money continues to pour in on South Florida and the books do not make them a favorite, they leave them as an underdog, you have to bet SMU. You have to. I don't care what statistics say what. If money continues to pour in on South Florida and the books do not flip them to the favorite at home, I will not be betting on South Florida. If the books adjust to this money coming in, and by tip-off tomorrow, 10, 11 in the morning Eastern time, South Florida's favored like 2, we get a big line movement, sure, maybe take them on the money line. Maryland, Rutgers, again, brutal pick. Maryland, pretty good roster, underachieved on an unbelievable level this year. They're much better at home. They've had some sneaky road performances. Rutgers, way better at home. Put together some great wins at home. Beat Wisconsin. Did they beat Illinois? There was a couple in there. They had a nice little home winning stretch before kind of getting brought back down to earth. The spread's 2.5. The money is on Rutgers. Not a giant amount of the money, about 66%. I want to see what this line does. Does it hang out at 2.5? Do they bump it to 3.5, 4.5? Right now, I think money line Rutgers at -134 is the way I'd look at this game. It's going to be close. It's going to be a dogfight. I don't see Maryland getting blown out. It's hard to believe Maryland could steal the game, but they could absolutely steal the game. I think these teams are about even. I'll lean home court advantage. I don't want to mess with 2.5 points. If you like Maryland, grab them. Just like Oklahoma State today, losing by 2. Grab the points if you like Maryland, but I think I lean Rutgers on the money line. Florida Atlantic, Memphis. Florida Atlantic coming off that big win, man. Big win over SMU. Big win. Now you're on the road at Memphis. Memphis fell off a cliff. Memphis, for a few weeks now, is not the Memphis that started the season. But here's an opportunity. Here's a huge opportunity. Home game, Florida Atlantic. Money's on Florida Atlantic. It concerns me. This is for sure a pass. Florida Atlantic is the better team. You can't argue that. But Memphis at home, Memphis having a tough couple weeks. Did they get up for this game? Did they squeak this one out? Catching a point at half and home? Point and a half at home? I said that kind of weird. I have to pass because my gut says Memphis, but I don't want to bet against Florida Atlantic. I'm not doing it. I'm not betting on Memphis. I'm sorry. I've gone against Memphis a couple times. Won money. I don't want any part of this game. Next game. 2:00 Eastern, Purdue at Michigan. Purdue off a monster performance, but this is a road game at Michigan. Michigan has been able to hang in these games at home. They have an additional player. They have a recent injury on one of their other best players, so I'm concerned about their offensive output. And obviously, to compete with Purdue, you're going to have to score yourself. You're going to have to score a decent amount of points. I still think somehow, some way, Michigan gets a cover here. This is like it's a 9-10 point win for Purdue, I think. Michigan at home, Purdue in town. Purdue's more than happy to go in there, win by 10, and get the fuck out of there. I don't think they're going to put it on them like they did in the last game. Hard to repeat that type of energy. I don't care who you are. It's tough. Give me Michigan in the points. Probably not going to be popular either. Yeah, 84% of the money on Purdue. Yeah, give me Michigan in the points. But again, it's not a game I'm actually going to put money on. This is just a suggestion. This is my opinion. If I had to bet this one, that's what I'd do. You're nuts. You're going to bet on Michigan over Purdue? Sure, they could cover. They could lose by 7. It would look like a great pick. But don't be betting just to have some action. It's like, ooh, there's a big game on. Purdue, Michigan. I'll throw something on it. Let me pick a side. Why? You can't just wait a day? There's great games on Monday. There's better games on this slate. Why don't you guys have discipline? Why can't you avoid the parlays? Why can't you just bet the same amount each time? Let's say you lost money today on Saturday. Why are you trying to get that back? Be smart. Be disciplined. There's plenty of season left. It's only February 24th. I mean, we're still weeks away from the tournament. And then we have the tournament. There's plenty of time left. Don't panic. If you had a rough couple days, whatever it is, follow the channel. Highly suggest becoming a member. You'll get it all back and then some. Just be smart with what you're doing. Cleveland State, Robert Morris. I gotta look Robert Morris at home. They're getting a 1.5, probably money line play plus 108, but they're kind of this year. I'm probably going to pass on a game like that. I try to stick to Power 5 basketball the best I can. I try to stick to the better teams. On a Sunday, you only have so much opportunity. Ohio State, Michigan State. This one's interesting. Ohio State had the big Purdue upset. You always get the big energy bump off of firing a coach. Players always rally for one game. And then Ohio State looked like they were right back to the horrible team that they are. Are they completely out of gas, or are they going to get up for this one? Unfortunately, it's a bad spot for them. Michigan State blew that home game against Iowa. Tom Izzo, very, very hard to believe Michigan State won't be focused for this one. But there's some halfway decent talent on Ohio State. Michigan State will win this game. I have no doubt. Will they win by double digits? I think so. I think they do. I think Ohio State had that one little surge, home game, Purdue, recently fired a coach, all those things together. I think they're back to who they've been all season. Horrible. You got to go Michigan State here if you're going to bet this one. Because if you bet on Ohio State and they get blown out by 25, you're going to say, what the fuck am I doing? Don't do that. Don't get yourself in that situation. St. Joseph's VCU. Boy, do I want to lay 5.5? I like VCU to find a way to win the game at home. 5.5. Starting to get up there pretty good for this VCU team. That's a neutral. That's another pass for me. You figure if they're even up 2 or 3 points, maybe St. Joseph's has to foul at the end to try to get kind of back into the game. And as long as they miss like a 3 and they foul a couple times, maybe it pushes the margin up a little and VCU gets a cover. I'm going to lean VCU. Don't love it. Xavier, Marquette, 85% of the money on Marquette. Marquette laying 10.5. Saw Marquette get dismantled by Yukon. Oh, Yukon was another thing I meant to talk about in the recap. Yukon's loss at Creighton may have been the best loss in program history. That was perfect. It's a great loss. On the road, ranked team, Creighton solid. That's a great loss. Get it out of the way. You can't win a million games in a row in basketball. So they got that loss out of the way. Yukon looks extremely, extremely good. I would not be shocked if they win it all. I'll leave it at that. Let's get back to the Xavier Marquette game. 10.5. Again, gut feeling. Gut feeling says take the points with Xavier. But again, in that Providence game at home, just a complete mess. Was good for most of the game and then just totally just fell apart, and they're way, way better at home. Is Xavier a team that's just headed down? Is Xavier a team that we can even cross our fingers and say, we know you're going to lose today, but just keep it within 10, please? I don't know. Marquette might be out for a pretty good beatdown here, similar to Yukon off their loss. Tough spot, 10.5. It feels right to me. It feels accurate. Yeah, I feel like the odds makers have it dialed in. That's right where I would put it. 10.5. I guess you hope it's somewhat competitive. Maybe Xavier covers, but I don't like that one. Minnesota, Nebraska. Let me see if bracketology is updated before we do this last game here. It was updated, I believe, yesterday morning, at least the ESPN one. Where is Minnesota at? I don't see them on here. So despite Minnesota's wins, they're not, their strength of schedule is so bad, non-conference. They're not even on the bubble watch. Nebraska is on the bubble. They're currently in. They're in the last 4 buys. So they're about 6 teams in. They have to have this game. Minnesota is a team that is just substantially better at home. I got to look at Nebraska here. 4.5, 3.5. I would feel so much better about it. But at 6.5, I think it's reasonable. I like Nebraska at home. You got to go home court in the Big Ten, man. You just have to do it. It just continues to pay out. Another thing is the sharps are on Nebraska. 55% of bets are on Minnesota grabbing the points, but 62% of the money on Nebraska. Would not be, I was going to say shocked, and then I was going to say surprised. I try to combo it. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if this is 7.5 by tip-off. I think the line's going to go up a little. If you like Nebraska, I think grab them. Side note, parlays are stupid in college basketball, but there's a couple games tomorrow that are very, very tempting to parlay, like this Nebraska team. Extremely hard to believe that they lose this home game. Do I want to lay 6.5? No. Does minus 275 paired with one other thing seem pretty good? Yeah, it's interesting. Might do a little something on my own. I won't give it out to members. Won't do it. Gave out a couple parlays. It got broken 3 times in a row by teams favored double digits at home. So I won't do it again, but it's interesting. Let's go ahead and scroll back through the list here and get you guys a winner for the whiteboard. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video. I know I say it a lot, but it helps me out, guys. I give out these picks every single day, and for you guys to share my videos and subscribe to my channel and like the videos, all that stuff is completely free. It helps me out. I think that's a fair deal. I come on here, I give you guys winning picks. You hit a couple buttons for me. Happy to do business. Let's get you guys another winner. Let's go for 3 in a row on the whiteboard. What are we going to go with here? I think Maryland's offensive struggles might have issues against Rutgers defense at home, especially off that Purdue game. They crushed Rutgers. I think this is a bounce back spot for Rutgers. We're at least going to get a good effort from them. We're not going to mess with the points. I'm looking at money line on FanDuel. Maybe it's a little bit better priced on another app, but for today's video, I'm going to use FanDuel. Minus 134. So if you put 100 on it, let me just give you the payout. you would win about $75. So Rutgers on the money line. Let's go ahead and put it on the board. All right, Rutgers. Let me know what you guys. Sorry, I can't speak. I went to the gym super long tonight. Pretty worn out. It's pretty late at night. Got to get some rest. Let me know what you guys like in the comments below. What are your favorite games? Let everybody know. Everybody likes to go through the comment section and just kind of bounce ideas off each other. So light that comment section up with what games you guys like. And let me know how you did on Saturday. I hope everybody had a winning day. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. We got a couple awesome days coming up, Monday through Wednesday. It's going to be epic. See you guys in the next video.